What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today is Wednesday, which of course means it's time for another West York Wednesday here on the channel. And the beer I'm reviewing today once again comes from the Frequentem Brewing Company, and they are headquartered in Canandaigua, New York, and this is their Just Fruit, the strawberry, Concord Grape, and Peach variant. So this is a heavily fruited sour ale that is brewed with the aforementioned 3 fruits. It comes in at 5.2% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. This can is just under 6 weeks old. So about 3 months ago or so, I did a double feature on Frequentem. I reviewed their black lager, and then I reviewed a Just Fruit variant, and that's because they opened up a location in downtown Buffalo. And I've yet to go to the brewery, which is just ridiculous, but I don't go to a lot of breweries at this point, but I need to check them out sometime this year. But I really dig what they do. I'm happy they're here in Buffalo. And when I was in Rochester, I stopped at AJ's Beer Warehouse and was able to grab a single of this beer, and I was happy I was able to do so because I have not seen many singles of their beers here in Buffalo yet, hopefully at some point. So this is part of their Just Fruit series, which is one of my favorite when it comes to the heavily fruited slash slushy slash smoothie sour ales. It's just, the name indicates what exactly this beer is. It's Just Fruit. It's a sour ale base blended with a fruit puree. There's no like hidden lactose or marshmallows or a bunch of other things that make it super sweet. Now, if you watch the channel, you know that over the past year I've kind of dumbed down the amount of reviews I've done on the style, and that's because of a couple reasons. Number one, I typically find that a lot of these are way too sweet, which leads me to number 2. I usually end up finishing like half the can because of that. And then number 3, they're very expensive. I don't want to waste half of a can. Usually equates to $3 or $4 or $5. It's just stupid. So I love their series, and that's why I grabbed this one. I'll still review, some of the beers within these styles on the channel. It's just going to be a little bit more infrequent compared to what I used to do. I used to review like these, at least like once a month, once every couple weeks. Now it's like once a week, or maybe once every couple weeks. Now it's like once a month. I usually do these, maybe slightly more frequently, but we'll see. So the reason I picked this one up is because strawberry, Concord Grape, and Peach sounds wild. Concord Grape, I feel, is one of those fruits that doesn't get used enough in these heavily fruited sour beers. And when they do use them properly, I love them. It just gives me like that Welch's kind of grape juice kind of feel. So we'll see. The label is very simplistic, but it is what it is. Anyway, yeah. Is that fuchsia? Is that magenta? Whatever color you want to use for this, it looks fucking straight on purple. The head has this light purple, you could say like bright pink kind of color, about almost 2 fingers. Looks super creamy. Hold up to the light. That looks like a heavily fruited sour at this point. Like it does. It looks fucking wild. Kind of looks like like a grape juice. Really does. Let's get a nose on it. Yeah. Oh. Wow. I didn't think that. Like the peach being the 3rd character listed, it kind of smells like what Welch's grape juice, but with like a sweet, over-ripened kind of like fuzzy peach, and then like a strawberry. Oh, I just love the grape in here. Oh, it just smells fruity. It smells like a smoothie. It really does. I'm assuming this is going to be delicious, and we'll see how sweet it is and whether or not I'll be able to drink the rest of this. Let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Oh yeah, I forgot the 4th reason. The calories on these are probably through the roof. Probably, depending on the beer, probably like 5 to like 1,000 calories, depending upon the beer, the ABV, everything. A lot of calories. Anyway, cheers. It's fucking divine. Like, here's the thing. Shout out to Paul. Here's the thing. Twice. Are these sweet? Yes. Would I be able to drink a couple cans of this? No. Would I prefer to split this with someone? Probably. But I cannot argue that this is a delicious beverage. Every single time I do one of these reviews, it's always, is it a beer, is it not a beer? And I've come to the point where I don't care, because I've mentioned numerous times before, this is a beer. This is, I think it's like I forgot who told me that a lot of these is usually 60% beer mixed with like 40% fruit puree. Now, when you start throwing other adjuncts and stuff in it, who knows? But there is still a sour ale base in here. Now, a lot of breweries have moved towards like the gluten-free, kind of just like, I'm going to, basically brew a seltzer and then blend it with it. So you have the heavily fruited seltzers. So yeah, those aren't beers. This is technically a beer. Does it taste like a beer? It doesn't, but I don't give a shit. It's delicious. It tastes like a more robust and well-rounded grape soda pop. That's what it tastes like to me. The body is thick, but not. This is not overly done for the body. It has that, full-on thickness you get from this style, but I'm not chewing it. It's just velvety thick. The mouthfeel, it's soft, it's smooth, it's extremely creamy. This one, though, has a nice mild to moderate carbonation, so it's spritzy on the palate, kind of makes it more refreshing. The taste, not going to bombard you with 43 different tasting notes, very simplistic. Heavy on the Concord grape, almost gives me that Welch's grape juice into like a grape soda pop. And then I feel like the strawberry and the peach accentuate that grape kind of quality. It has like a sweeter, over-ripened strawberry, a seedy strawberry, but that fuzzy peach, that sweeter peach, almost like a peach gummy ring, but not maybe quite to that level. And that's front to back. There's this underlying kind of grainy, slightly like biscuity malt character, probably from the sour ale. This has a nice firm tartness on the finish, mildly acidic on the finish as well. Super dry. This finish is, to me, almost bone dry. No bitterness to speak of. Styles like this, you don't get bitterness. So while this is sweet, this is not cloying, and this is a beer that I'm going to drink the rest of this today. Like, it's that good. Probably going to sip on it over the next half an hour, 45 minutes, and really enjoy myself. Like, kind of like when I drink like a soda pop, I'm not hammering it out in 5-10 minutes. Like, I usually sip on it for a half an hour, 45. That's probably what I'll do with this one. Glass lacing is fantastic as well. Again, you're seeing, I feel like this style specifically, like people ask like what style, is starting to kind of lose its luster, or you don't see people, gravitating towards as much. I feel like the heavily fruited / smoothie / slushy sour ales, that's, for the last 4 or 5 years, it's been very popular. A lot of breweries doing it. I think it's starting to slow down a little bit, just a little bit, not a whole lot, but I think the reason for that is the price point. They're expensive. Again, a lot of times you want to just like a pour on, on tap at the brewery or at a bottle or a bar. You don't want to drink typically. At least I don't. 16 fluid ounces of this. But then you get the other side where people are just loving this still and enjoying it. So I'm still going to review these. I'm still going to enjoy them. It's just not going to be as frequent as I used to. And I would say my favorites as far as the styles go, Mortalis, their Hydra series, and then Just Fruit from Frequentem, two of my favorites. They just pretty much do exactly what I want out of the style. Like, this is exactly what I want. 5.2%, you can't tell. Like I said, it's sweet, it's not cloying, but it has a nice balance between that tartness and that full-on dry feeling on the palate. So one more sip, and then we'll lock in a rating. I want more Concord grape in these too. I feel it's just not a grape that's used enough in heavily fruited sours, and I would love to have one. So what the hell's on the side of the can? It's like something stuck on there. I don't know. Anyway, Just Fruit, the strawberry Concord Grape Peach variant. I'm going to go high 4.5. 4.6 out of 5. This is fucking divine. Love it. If you can get your hands on some Frequentem stuff, do so. And the Just Fruit series, like I said, it's exactly what it says it is. It's Just Fruit mixed with a sour ale. Can't go wrong. Price point availability, $22 4-pack for the Just Fruit series at their breweries, which is a bit cheaper than your Mortalises, the Froths of the world, $4.50 Norse, clearly. So $22 4-pack. Some people are like, it's $5.50 a can, it's still expensive. Yes, but a lot of places do $25 4-pack. So I think that's a good price point. I paid at AJ's like $6 something for the can, always a markup for singles wherever you go, at least in my experience. So not mad at it, especially since I gave it a 4.6. And availability is for Frequentem. They're pretty much available in the Western New York region, maybe Central New York. But if you're ever in the Western New York region, either go to Canandaigua or Buffalo. You can check out their brewery and get your hands on some of this. They usually have a bunch of Just Fruits on tap and stuff. And this is one of my favorites within the series. Might be my favorite. I don't know. It's close. Can't remember off the top of my head, because I'd say the one downside to this series as a whole is just because it's Just Fruit and then like 3 different fruits instead of like names like the Hydra series. I always forget. And I always forget it's typically 3 different fruits. Sometimes I think it's 2. I think they go 2 or 3 fruits. So I always forget, but this is definitely up there, probably my top 3 from Frequentem. It's just fucking divine. So if you can get your hands on it, do so. Appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. Check back next Wednesday for another Western New York Wednesday. I'm going to start releasing some whodunit beer reviews at some point in the near future and post them on Wednesdays. I don't know if I'll do both a Western New York Wednesday and a whodunit, but we'll see. Anyway, to the next one. Cheers.